Hello, guys, and welcome to Aslan Live. We're going to talk about the Samsunspor game, which ended 3-2 to us. First of all, it was a very, very important victory. We played a very controlled first half, had some good goals, leading 2-0. The first goal, Leroy Sané and Torreira combined so great together. And when you're letting Leroy Sané be alone, 1 versus 1, you will struggle to follow him and you will get punished. And Torreira as well, what a player. Not only without the ball, with the ball as well. His technique and everything is just so good. And the second goal, fantastic done by Leroy Sané, where their left back Thomasson couldn't follow him, and he played a great ball to Osimhen. Ilkay Gundogan was fantastic in the first half. He struggled a lot in the second half. I will talk more about the second half. Let me just finish this first half. We played so controlled in this game. We gave Samsunspor few counterattacks, and because they were in a very low block, so we played correctly in the first half. In the back, it was when we played out, it was Abdulkarim, Lemina, Sanchez, where Lemina was centrally. Ilkay and Torreira was the central players, while Kazımcan was on the left side. Barış, Sara, and Sané was a bit everywhere, while Kazımcan was on the left side, and Leroy Sané was more like a hybrid on the right side, ish, and Osimhen on the top. Yeah, we saw it in the beginning of the second, on the first half, that when Lemina tried to follow a run, he was in pain, and unfortunately I believe that he should have been changed straight away, because if the injury will not be worse. But it was pretty clear that he played with pain in the first half. And for example, on our second goal, I'm not even sure if he tried to play on Leroy Sané's feet or in the room. He played it in the room, and it was fantastic. But it looked like he held a bit back, so if he tried to play on Leroy Sané's foot, it went perfectly anyway in the room, and Thomasson couldn't follow him, and Osimhen, what a finish and what a run. Second half, we are 2-0, leading 2-0. I got a bit flashbacks from the Kasımpaşa game last season, where we were 3-0 up, and it ended 3-3. When you have that control, we had full control in the first half. Coming into the second half, 2-0, people are always saying that is a dangerous score for the team who is 2-0 up, and we showed that today. We struggled a lot in the second half. First of all, Lemina needed to be changed, and Arda Unyay came in. First of all, I think it's totally... Davinson Sanchez is trying his absolute best as a right back, as a full back. But he's struggling a lot when it comes to the few meters, when the wingers are quick, Davinson Sanchez is good when he gets body contact, when he gets on the longer distance. But on the combination with the fullback, with the center midfielder and their winger, he struggles to follow. He showed that against Fenerbahce. He played good, but he showed his weaknesses against Fenerbahce. He showed it in the first half in this game. And for me then, when you're taking out Lemina, you are putting Arda Unyay as a center back and Davinson Sanchez as a right back. I can't understand that. I don't want to blame Arda Unyay too much either, because Arda Unyay should have been loaned out right from the season started to get playing time. He is not ready to play for Galatasaray whatsoever. He had a good preseason, okay, but to have him as the first rotation player, as the center back, we are seeing it in the last 3 games against Union, against Fenerbahce, and today was a game he probably wants to forget as soon as possible. I don't want to blame too much on him. Ilkay Gundogan struggled a lot as well in the second half. He was so tired. Barış Alper, I would talk about him also. But Arda Unya on the first goal, he is not in position, his own positioning whatsoever. Abdulkarim needs to run out of position. Then Arda Unya tries to cover up for Abdulkarim, and Kazımcan gets easily dribbled from Emre Kılınç. I said this before the Samsunspor game on the preview video. That Kazımcan, yes, he played fantastic in his first game against Gençlerbirliği and played, great against Fenerbahce. Those 2 games will give you energy, He has not been in the squad. He had everything to win. But when the daily life is coming back, like today, I said it, we need to be a bit careful for Kazımcan to praise him up to the skies. Yes, he has done well, but he had everything to win. Today, he showed so much weaknesses. I'm not even blaming the kid because he is young and he was not even in the planning of the squad and so on. But you need to remember the people who are praising him, like, yeah, he's our main left back right now, and forget about Jakobs or whatever. We can trust him throughout the season. What's the same people who, probably the same people who cursed on him 2 seasons ago, said he had no future whatsoever. We can't forget that Kazımcan either. When the normal things are coming back, then we can see how good Kazımcan are. And I wanted to, for Kazımcan's sake, I said that, please take lessons from Abdulkarim, because his mindset is something else. He did mistakes early in the Galatasaray career, but he never got beaten off. When he played good, his feet was always on the ground. To play at Galatasaray, you can't be good in 1 game and then struggle in the next game. You need to be good in every game. So, yes, we are seeing and again, it's not even Kazımcan's fault. And, when it was 2-1, it was pretty clear that Samsunspor would go for the draw easily. You saw that the whole momentum was on Samsunspor's side. They really destroyed us on our left side, and that's not only because of Kazımcan. I'm not trying to have a rant about him, because it's not only Kazımcan. It is Barış Alper as well. When Osimhen needs to run home for you every time in the second half, not every time, but often, and you are so tired that you even can't move your body, Barış Alper. That is scary. So Osimhen is helping Kazımcan, because Samsunspor with Thomas Reis did something really great in the second half, and that was the attack on our fullbacks, where both when Davinson Sanchez played there, and when we conceded the first goal, Arda Unya went as a fullback. He struggled even more than Davinson Sanchez, because our wingers are not the best to help the defenders. So they can create a lot of 2 versus 1, 3 versus 1 even, because when our wingers are not helping and our central midfielders are being dragged out to the sides, there's where you can create overload on us. And that's what Samsunspor did. And to see that Osimhen needs to track back when Samsunspor scored a 2-2 goal. It deflect on Osimhen, but what Baris Alper is doing there, he can't even move his body. And what Samsunspor did was that they even took Zeki Avruk, their right back. He went inside as well, so no one followed him there either, because Baris Alper was totally finished. And Osimhen tries to defend, and it deflects on him. And what Uğurcan Çakır is doing, I don't know. I know it's a deflection, but he's not even that far out from the goal and from the line, and that he's reacting so slowly. For me, sorry, but in the last games, Uğurcan Çakır is not giving me any what can I say? He's not giving the same confidence as what Muslera did, and that's totally normal. But yeah, it's just sad to see. And for me, Uğurcan Çakır is I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. He has done great for us, but that 2-2 goal, I expected a lot from. I expected much, much more there. And the game looked finished. Barış Alper went as a right back in the last minutes because they scored a draw goal in the final minutes. Barış Alper playing it, when he was a right back, he was attacking, crossing, and Osimhen's goal where Yunus Akgün is heading it to Osimhen, and he's taking this bicycle kick. This Osimhen is just on another level, to be honest. Leroy Sané was very good today as well. But what's really concerning to see is how weak, for example, Barış Alper is. That he can't even follow his man. Yunus Akgün came in from with Ilkay Gündoğan was totally finished, and Yunus Akgün came in, and you see that Yunus Akgün is not ready whatsoever either. He has a long way to get his fitness back as well. He's not ready. It's so sad to see those players. Even Osimhen is not playing 100%. He's far from 100%. Lemina, we saw it in the first half. He played with an injury for probably 30 minutes. And you're playing Davinson Sanchez out of position. Kazımcan, our third left back, who was not even in the planning. And on the bench, Okan Hoxha is afraid to put on any other player than Icardi, Arda Ünyay. Even now, Arda Ünyay got substituted in the last minutes when we needed that goal with Mauro Icardi. And Mauro Icardi did fantastic on that third goal as well. He was on the first post. Osimhen lost to go on the last post. So to have a player like Icardi there when you need that goal, we can't take away that from Icardi either. And Van Drongelen needs to take him out, which means that Osimhen can be in a 1-versus-1 situation, and one player is free, and that's probably, Yunus Akgün, who headed it to Victor Osimhen. What a fantastic goal. First of all, it was so important to get back after a Fenerbahce game, which, the score itself was not that bad, but, with the refereeing, with Fenerbahce's goal in the last second and so on, that mental, that's destroying you mentally. But we came back from it today, even though it was a very, very difficult game. Samsunspor is a great team. It's their first loss in 14 games. And they are topping the Conference League table, so it's not a team that you can only say, just win this game, even if it's at home or not. And with all the missing players we have... Okay, forget about the missing players. even the players who are not fit whatsoever yet, like Osimhen, like Lemina, like Ilkay Gundogan, is far away from his best. He was good in the first half, but he was totally finished in the second half. Yunus Akgün is nowhere near ready. Barış Alper seems so off. And therefore, these 3 points are so valuable against a very, very tough team. But yeah, I'm just very proud of the team. In the first half, in the second half, it was very, very, very difficult to watch, to be honest. And yeah, if Lemina is out again, I don't know how we're going to play against Monaco as well. Singo is not probably back. I'm not sure about Jakobs either. Salah is back from his suspension. And yeah, it was a very tough game where Samsunspor, probably from the game today, they deserved 1 point, I think. I'm looking at the stats right now. Samsunspor had more XG than us. We had more possessions, same total shots. We had 6 shots on goal, while Samsunspor had 4 shots on goal. And I think touches in the opposition's box. Samsunspor had 28, while we had 23. It says a lot, I think, that Samsunspor is a very tough team. As we said, they had not lost in 14 games. So yeah, it's just a very, very important victory. And I have not watched the last position closely on the Kazımcan situation. I'm not sure if that was a penalty to Samsunspor or not. But yeah, let me see now. Yeah. I'm not sure if Kazımcan's hands are in. Referees can blow penalties there or not, I think. We would have been so mad if we had not get the penalty there, to be honest. That's what I know. So, and these things, again, this is Turkey. I know Turkey, because we got crushed against with the Asin call, they would give us something in this game. It's so normal. But I'm not sure if it is a penalty or not, to be honest. I don't want to take that conclusion. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just it was very, very, very painful to watch the second half, to be honest. Davinson Sanchez for me was the best defender today. He played very great. He helped Arda Unna a lot as well. Yeah, it was a very, very let me see. Kazımcan's handball in the overtime. I'm reading at the Reddit right now. In the overtime of Samsunspor match, it's not a penalty according to the most recent handball rules, as his arm is in natural position and he doesn't extend it unnaturally. Yeah. So if that's the conclusion, then I'm not sure if that's the conclusion, but I'm reading from Reddit as anyway. So yeah, for me it's very difficult. If that's the rule, I can't say anything. But I know again that we had not get the penalty in that city. We need to be honest with ourselves. If we had not get penalty in that situation, we would probably been mad. But if it is one team that shouldn't say anything, that's Fenerbahce for sure. They have nothing to say. They got so much help. You know, Fenerbahce, they have played 14 league games in the Super League this season. And the opponents has got 7 red cards, and they have got 1. Maybe all of the situations was red card. All of the 7 cards was red cards. But how John Duran did not get... It's stupid to talk about this, but how John Duran did not get red card against Göztepe in the first round, and so on, against us, Skriniar with 2 positions, and so on. They are the team. They are the last team to talk in this league, if you ask me. So yeah, it could have been a penalty. You know, in this league as well, rules are not. But Osimhen's goal, what a goal! Let me see. Fenerbahce's president Saadit Ensaran asked for a quick meeting with the TFF because of the Kazımcan situation. Focus on your own team, man, because how you guys won 1 point in the last game is the worst thing I ever seen in my life. So that they are going to cry and talk now, let them do it. Let them do it. Let them go in victimhood. That's what I'm saying. We should not go in victimhood. So they should not talk. Fenerbahce. It's just hilarious. But they are doing this for a reason, because when Fenerbahce are talking, they are putting pressure on their TFF, on the referees, that in the game tomorrow against Başakşehir, they would probably get some easy free kicks, penalties, red cards, or whatever. I would not be surprised by that. I'm reading Galatasaray, Beansport. They are not going to send anyone to the interviews with Beansport. And I think that's totally correct, because Beansport, in the last game again against Fenerbahce, they didn't show any replays whatsoever. We know that situation where we're always hearing Okan Hoca's voice on the sidelines when he's cursing or whatever, like every coaches are doing in the world. But we only hear Okan Hoca's voice all the time. Yeah, I think it's... Let the Fenerbahce... Let them talk. They have no honor whatsoever. If they are talking today, they have no honor. And didn't... If it is a man who said like that we got 1 point last week, it was only because of the referee. I said this in the video as well. Okay, one major situation there. If it is a penalty or not, I don't care. It's much, much, much worse to get 50 positions against you than one major situation against you. That's what I'm saying. Just let them cry. And I see that the fans was booing on Arda Unya when he got subbed out. Please don't do it. Please. I'm not even know who I'm saying please to, but it's not Arda Unya's fault that he's not ready whatsoever yet. It's the planning. He should have been loaned out to the the lower divisions or whatever to get playing time. 90 minutes every week in and out. Because Arda Unya, when he came to us, he barely played for Ankaragücü in the second division, or in the one lower division than Super League. how should it just suddenly start for us? He's not good enough whatsoever. He had a very good preseason camp. But even there, you saw that he was very, very wild in his positioning, in his, how aggressive he was. I love that Arda Üner wants to take responsibility with the ball and without the ball, but sometimes you need to be a bit calm as well. With the ball, without the ball. It was one position where he tried to turn the play when he could easily play to Leroy Sané. He tried to switch the play and missed the pass. But again, I don't want to hear anything about booing Arda Üner. He's not good enough, blah, blah. He's 18 years old. We need to give that kid time. But we should not let him fail here for Galatasaray. He should be loaned out and play 90 minutes and develop and do the mistakes in the second league for, another team, for Istanbulspor or whatever, where he should be loaned out. There he can do mistakes. There he can, reflect on, okay, there I shouldn't go. There I should go in positioning and whatsoever. But not for Galatasaray, because then these things will happen, where you get booed, where your self-confidence. He was totally broken after a 2-1 goal, Arda Üner. So please, we need to give him time. He's only 18 years old. He's born in 2007, Arda Üner. He's so young. I know that people are saying, yeah, but Barcelona are playing with 17 years old player and so on. Yes, but that's unnormal. It's not normal. Look at almost all the other teams in the world. Liverpool, even they are saying Wirtz are too young. Wirtz are a young player. He's 21, 22. Give these kids a bit time. Especially Arda Üner. When you're a defender, it's much harder, much more difficult, because your mistakes as a defender will show up so much more and give so much more. It will be a goal against you. It will be a red card or whatever. As an attacker, you will miss a pass. You will miss a goal or so on. But as a defender, these mistakes will be, will be shown so much clearer. So please just let this kid be loaned out. So yeah. Now the Fenerler is talking. Let them talk. I love it. You guys don't, the Fenerler don't remember when Samet Akkaydın had his hands here and it was no penalty. You guys remember that? That was 10 times more clear. So let them cry. We should not get anything out of that, because they are, let them cry. Galatasaray players and Okan Hoxha did not participate in the post-match interviews in response to Bein Sport. Okay, that's good, at least. But yeah, this, I don't want to be, it was a tough game, very tough game, but again, I had a little rant about Kazımcan, but Kazımcan is doing his best. He's just not good enough for Galatasaray. Arda Üner is not good enough yet. We have so many players that we are missing. So if it is one player, I would rather not give any fault or something, but a player like Barış Alper Yılmaz, we're expecting so much more from him. Barış Alper is earning what, 6 million euros right now? When he scored against Gaziantep in the first round or whatever it was, he scored 2 goals in 2 games. And then his manager went out and said, like, when Leroy Sané is earning this, when Icardi is earning this, when Osimhen is earning this, what about my player. Okay, maybe he earned a bit too low, but he should not be anywhere close to a Leroy Sané who has played over 100 Champions League games. Mauro Icardi, who was captain for Inter. Osimhen, who won the Serie A for Napoli for the first time in how many years since Diego Maradona. And then after Baris Alper has got this salary, is earning three times more than Abdul Kerim and Yunus Akgün. I personally mean that Yunus Akgün had a better season than Baris Alper last season. So to have a player who is not performing now, it's sad, but because Baris Alper, I'm not expecting like he should dribble, have these fantastic assists or whatever. But I expect him to follow his man when we are 2-1 up, when we are desperate for a defender, for a player to help his fullback. But who is helping Kazimcan? It's Osimhen. And Baris Alper is not even, as a striker, he's changing position with Leroy Sané, with Osimhen. Leroy Sané and Osimhen are running for Baris Alper. The one thing that Baris Alper should be 10 times better than Leroy Sané and Osimhen on. He can't even do that. And when he tries to get the ball in his feet, Baris Alper, you should always run behind the defense, always make those runs. But he can't do it right now because he gets tired after 1 or 2 runs. And then Baris Alper, if he gets the ball with the defender behind his back, he's not good enough for the 3rd division. He got the easy free kick against Van Drongelen. There, we could have been countered against if it had been another referee in that situation. So for me, it's just, I expect so much more from Baris Alper. In terms of work rate, in terms of sprinting, in terms of winning the ball, in terms of winning the headers. He's even trying to head the ball. He's heading it to 5 Samsunspor players when he could just head it back to Osimhen, for example. These things, it's like watching an amateur playing. He should really go back to basics because Baris Alper is nothing without work rate, without his sprinting, without running behind the defense. That's the harsh truth. Anyway, Torreira played very good, especially in the first half. Davinson Sanchez, Leroy Sané, Victor Osimhen, what a goal. Again, I want to give creds to Icardi coming on in the last minutes. Many players there would have been so pissed off. Maybe he was pissed off. But he's making that run on the first post and going in duel with Van Drongelen, which creates space for Osimhen, Yunus Akgün, and the goal is coming there. So, yeah, it's just, this is the situation right now. We have many injuries. We have many players who are not in form, who have just come back from injury and so on. I bet that Ilkay Gündogan, Osimhen, Lemina, and Yunus Akgün, all 4 of them were playing with pain today. So, I will give creds to the team for that. So I'm reading now that that people are saying that the rule is that Kazimcan's position should not be a penalty. So I don't know. But again, the team who are talking the most are the team who should talk, who should not talk whatsoever. So if they are saying Yazıklar olsun, the referees are corrupt and blah blah blah. Okay, go back to 1 week. No, not 1 week ago. On Monday, go back to that game and watch that game again. That was the worst thing I ever seen in my life from a referee in terms of bad intentions. So yeah, and the betting, the betting scandal or whatever came out as well, where people are being taken in charge. Metahan Baltaju, what he's accused for is that he was betting on his own game. He played for Eyüpspor, if I'm not totally wrong. So that's sad, of course. If that's the truth, we need to wait until everything is clear. But he will then get a ban, I think, a huge ban, and his contract will probably be terminated with us. But before everything are 100%, I will really want to wait and say anything about that. Merta Kanyandash has been accused for playing that other people are playing for him on betting. Adana Demirspor's president, who took out the team when we got penalty last season, he has been accused, and so on. So we just have to wait and see. But I love that Fenerbahce later was like, we are clean, we are clean. This is not about the teams, it's about the players. So just be quiet, please, when you're talking too much. Your own captain has been accused, by the way, for betting that others are betting for him. So this is all about the players and not about the teams. Yeah, Osimhen's goal was just on another level. What a man he is. Wow. And Osimhen, not only his goals, but that he tries to help the defenders. Yes, the deflection, it deflected on him on the goal. But it deflected on him, but he's the one is helping there, and Barış Alper is totally out of position. So yeah, the most important thing here was the 3 points. And because it's Monaco game in 4 days, I really hope Lemina is back for that game, because Monaco is a physical team, very physical. So to have a player like Lemina there would have been so important, but we don't know. I trust Gabriel Sara as well. I think he played very good against Fenerbahce. He as well looked very tired in this game. He couldn't do much, to be honest. And he played as attacking midfielder in the first half, but when Ilkay Gundogan got tired, he switched with him. So Gabriel Sara went lower on the field while Ilkay tried to play a bit more attacking, and then he got switched out with Yunus. So I don't want to judge the team too much either, because we have so many players who are not fit, players who just came from injuries, players who probably are playing with injections and so on. I just think it's so important that this team, I don't know what to say. If we are like in the of course we need to be that, but as long as we are in the title race before we eventually should get eliminated from Europe, I think we can still still be the clear favorites in the league. Much can happen, it's the winter transfer window, it's injuries again and so on. But if we have no injuries and the winter transfer window are going well as well, and we are getting the players we need there. We desperately need to send Arda Unya out on loan. We clearly need a center back. I think we also need a central midfielder like Lemina. I don't think we need a right back because Salah can play there, Singo can play there. If you are just, if the staff and everything, everyone is like, okay, Salah is going to be the right back rotation player, and Singo when he's coming back, and get another winger, I think, or an offensive player. I said this in the previous video. I think Umar Marmoush, that's just, I'm throwing out the name. He's not playing often for Manchester City. I know that, and we are interested in Lookman. But a player like Marmoush, man, it would be a Firsa transfer, and it's so difficult. I know that he got bought for really high sum last season for Manchester from Frankfurt. But man, he can play offensive midfielder, he can play winger, he can play striker. He would have been the perfect player in Okan system as well. So yeah, and we need to look at the Jakobs situation, because Jakobs is not a player we can rely on. Unfortunately, we have seen that so many times. So maybe we need a left back. If we need a left back, then we need to get rid of at least one of them, and then I think it would have been fair to be Jakobs, to be honest. I'm so tired of a player who never plays in the important phase in the league. And then Jakobs can come back and he's playing 10 matches in a row, and then he's injured for 7 games. I think I read somewhere that he has played 50% and been injured for 50% while he has been playing for Galatasaray, and that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. Singo is also turned out to be an injury-prone player. Yunus Akgün is also injury-prone. Lemina is also. Even Davinson Sanchez. We have so many players that are always balancing between, being injured or not. Osimhen, I forgot about him. So, because again, players like Yusuf Demir, Ahmet Kutucu, we had Metahan, Berkan Kutlu, Kaan Ayhan, and so on. You can't trust them as rotation players either. So we need some quality there who can rotate. Let me see what Fenerbahce came out with a statement. Let me see what they said. I think it's pretty funny that they are coming out with statements. They are the team. They're the last team who should say anything. Let me see what they are saying. Fenerbahce's statement. Let's read it. The penalty situation that occurred in the final minutes of today's Galatasaray Samsunspor match, which was clearly witnessed by the entire public, not being evaluated by either on the field referee or VAR, raises a serious question mark for Turkish football. From the day we took office until today, we have specifically chosen to avoid getting involved in referee controversies and keep our focus on the pitch and the game. However, this choice does not mean that we accept the overlooking of clear errors. The failure to maintain the standards of referees and VAR, even in these highly decisive moments that directly affect the fate of the league, is not just a problem for one club, but for Turkish football as a whole. Our sole expectation is a management approach that is fair, transparent, and applied equally to everyone. Fenerbahce does not seek privilege in favor of anyone, but it also refused to be part of any arrangement that could work against anyone. It is an obligation for Turkish football that the Turkish Football Federation and its relevant boards issue an urgent statement on this matter and transparently present the reasoning for the incident to the public. Fenerbahce Sports Club will closely follow every necessary step toward a league where a competition is won on the pitch, which you guys didn't do last on the Monday. Again, maybe it was a penalty or not, but that Fenerbahce are talking, have any honor to be talking after this game when they were clearly 12 men against us on Monday. They should be so quiet. But this is the Fenerbahce I know. Of course, this is the Fenerbahce I know. This is the Fenerbahce we all know. So, this is just some... no, this is just... Let them cry. Let them cry, man. But of course, it annoys me when they were clearly so... when they were clearly... It was... If we're just asking if it was this game, Galatasaray versus Samsunspor, or Fenerbahce against us, which game was the worst game in terms of the refereeing? It was not 50-50, 60-40. It was 95. It was 100% the game, the derby against Fenerbahce. 100%. So it's just don't, as one from Reddit are saying, don't let the media fool you. I totally agree. The media will make it appear like Samsun was robbed. That's the thing. They will do it, this media. Yet in a game, all our attacks, which was slowed down with fouls and continued for advantage, the ref did not return and give Samsun a yellow. This happened minimum 4 times. The centre back who got yellow late on should have been on his 3rd yellow and sent off on 2-1. Things like that. So I agree with Icardi 5 Melo on Reddit. Yeah, it is just these things. Again, the media will try to fool everybody, and let them try to do it, because it is a shit show anyway, to be honest. And I'm just waiting for Yüksel Yıldırım to have a rant and so on, because he feels obligated to have a rant. Because, you know, the narrative is that he was a Galatasaray before. I said it before this game, that Yüksel Yıldırım are trying to show so much that he's not a Galatasaray, that he's doing extra to try to beat us, that it needs to have those even harsher words and so on, because to just show that he's not a Galatasaray. If he's a Galatasaray or not, how many presidents and so on are not Fenerli? But they are struggling to see themselves in the mirror. So, and even if he's a Galatasaray or not, Yüksel Yıldırım, he's trying to do everything in his hands to win against us anyway. And I think he's doing it more against us than he will do against Fenerbahce or Beşiktaş, because he wants to show that the Turkey that he really, really wants to beat us. Yeah. Yes, Yükseldirim are saying this. They stole a point from us. Thomas Reis are saying that it's not the first time we are getting these kind of situations against us. Against Fenerbahce, we also had a situation like that against us, a harsh situation against us. Yeah. Zeki Avru said Samsunspor's captain. The third goal we conceded, um, it's probably just a few players in the world who would have scored on that situation. Of course, it is like that. So Osimhen is just on another level in some terms. Yeah, Yüksel Yıldırım are saying that we got stolen 1 point and blah blah blah. Yüksel Yıldırım are on TV with, he's on the phone on TV with Erman Toroğlu. It's just a circus, everything. Yeah. It's like they're saying, why are they trying to put things on the pitch now when you didn't talk last week or on Monday? Again, this is, don't let the media fool you. Let them talk whatsoever, man. Let them talk. Okan Hoca said, in my opinion, the arm was in natural position. We have seen similar situations in the Champions League. We cannot say Kazımcan had any intention of playing the ball with his hand, okay? Yeah. So, has Okan Hoca said something more? Let me see. Yeah, it's funny that they're talking now, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, Okan Hoca is just telling that as we expected a penalty or a red card, he's saying something like that. They were expecting the same. Yeah, and we have seen it in many situations in the Europe. So yeah, he's also talking about Lemina. We were Okan Hoca talking about Lemina. He said that we kept him on the first half, but Lemina said that he couldn't continue in the second half. And that we need to take out the important player. Of course, Lemina is one of the most important players, especially now when we have so many injuries. Yeah. Yeah, just let them talk, man. Let these people talk. People would just scream out so loud now. Let them do it. It is almost, welcome back to the world where, last again on Monday, how we were so solid inside on. You're talking now. Where were you on Monday? Where were you on Monday? You celebrated like, I don't know. I'm just asking, where were you on Monday? Solid inside on. Solid inside on, if I should say that. That you're screaming right now, it's just for me hilarious, to be honest. And therefore, we should just focus on ourselves. Let them be outside. I just hope that Fenerbahce actually are going to blame everyone else, blaming the referees, going back to their how their fixed mindset and so on, because that's helping us when Fenerbahce are going in that state, to be honest. So I just want them to keep being that state where they are blaming everyone else. Can't see the reality of the world. Of course, they can't do that. And they are desperate. We should not be desperate. Galatasaray, our class. We should show our class. And as I said, before we eventually get eliminated from Europe, because our players are getting injured, and AFCON is coming as well. If you are just in the title race, I am confident with this team. But again, the winter transfer window and so on, we don't know what's happening there, and the injuries in the last part of the season. But I am really confident in this team. What I was going to say was that on Monday against Fenerbahce, Galatasaray showed that they were clearly a better team with so many missing players. Therefore, we should be silent and confident. In fact, that the board should, of course, defend the club's rights, like against Fenerbahce, but they should be more. They should have done it much, much earlier. They need to look at things in the media right now. They need to work right now with things that can happen in the future. Because if Yasin Cole is a referee like Yasin Cole is getting another derby with Galatasaray versus Fenerbahce or Galatasaray versus Beşiktaş or something like that, I don't know how, but if Fenerbahce, Trabzonspor and Beşiktaş are able to not having X or I referee on their games, our board should as well be able to do that and not be like, yeah, we are just... The team and the coach, Okan Hoca, needs to concentrate on the football, while the others the board and so on, need to focus on what's outside the football. Someone needs to work on things that are outside the football. I'm not seeing Sayın Dursun Özbek, but maybe Sayın Kavotçu or Sayın Metin Öztürk or so on. Someone needs to work so hard there to defend the club's rights. I'm not even talking about this referee or that referee, but to have a fair competition for us. Leroy Sané said, getting used to the things and seeing what we're capable of is something that takes time. I think I adapted very well both to the team and to the coach. I also want to thank Abdullah Kavutjabi. Since the day I arrived, he made me feel as I were at home. Yeah, it's nice to hear from Leroy Sané as well. I think his family did move not long time ago. So you see that Leroy Sané is slowly but surely are adapting and showing his class. But also that a player like and person like Ilkay Gündoğan has probably helped Leroy Sané a lot outside of football. So yeah. Let me see here if it's something else. But I'm very confident with the team in the long run. But it really depends on the injuries and AFCON and the Europe. So And I'm so glad to see Osimhen back in the league because he has been so much in and out from the injuries. He's been rested. He has not played his absolute best because, his body is not fit enough or he's very tired and so on. But to see the Osimhen today, man, when Osimhen is in form in the league, no one is even close to him. Even in the Champions League, when Osimhen is fit, he is just, for me, one of the best strikers in the world. So yeah, just so fantastic to see. And Leroy Sané had, just waiting and letting them get him back in form. They asked Okan Hoja about Singo, and he said that it was not because he was fullback that he got injured, because it was many rumors that, Singo can't play fullback and he will get injured because he need to run up and down all the time. I also don't think that was the situation, because I think that Singo came back too early and then got injured. Okanoja are telling that he was not with us in the beginning of the season, so we don't know what time, what kind of training camp he had. Yeah, he said that we need to use him early against Ajax because we needed him. So yeah, as I'm saying, the board and everything behind the scenes need to work so hard. So yeah, and the situation on Davinson Sanchez as well, where he is getting stamped behind this, on his legs. It's not even a yellow card. It's almost not a foul, probably. Okanojo also talked about Arda Unyai, the change he did because he put him on in the second half and changed him in the last minutes. He said it was because tactical reasons. He said that Arda was very sad, but he's very young. He's very important for us. He's getting more and more playing time. And he said that we needed two forwards in the last minutes, and we scored because we had two forwards in the last minutes. Okanocha also talked about the Fenerbahce game. Fenerbahce derby, we had maybe 14 or 15 mistakes against us. He said that it was very difficult to stay calmly on the sideline. Yeah, he said that the players was very calm. We almost for 40 minutes we didn't get a free kick. And he said that that it was 14 mistakes against us, and that people are saying that, but it was not a major situation against you, and that that is just unbelievable. But I think that was it, guys. Very important victory before the Monaco game. We have few games before the season takes a break. We are facing Monaco away and then Antalyaspor away. Those two games, if we can, those two games will be so important. And then we are facing Kasımpaşa home. It also says that we are facing Başakşehir in the cup. in the 23rd December. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but it says that on Flash Score. We also had the draw for the Turkish Cup, where it's like a big league almost, where we are facing Başakşehir, Fethiyeспor, Alanyaspor. Okay, so I think it is only those games, and then it's a league with yeah, I'm not quite sure about the rules of the league. I think you need to be top 2 with the league of 8 teams, and the third place are ranking between the best 3 teams, something like that. But yeah, it's a bit strange. But yeah, that was it, guys. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below, whatever you want, and I hope to see you soon.